All right, so let's say you're looking to, kind of get ahead of the curve in what could be a huge market, um, quantum AI.
Hmm.
We're not talking like flying cars or anything, but
Right.
it might as well be this tech is straight out of sci-fi,
Yeah.
except it's here right now.
It is. And what's so fascinating about quantum AI is that it's not just about faster processing speeds.
Right.
It's a whole different way of computing, potentially able to tackle problems that traditional computers just can't handle.
Exactly. And reports suggest we could be looking at a global economic impact of somewhere between 450 to 850 billion dollars by 2040.
Wow.
That's billion with a B.
That's right. And that's why so many investors are eager to jump in.
Yeah,
But knowing which companies to bet on in such a new field can be tricky.
absolutely. That's why we're doing this deep dive. You've given
Yeah.
us some research on the most promising quantum AI companies,
Right.
and we're going to break down what makes them stand out.
Exactly. And remember, it's all about balancing today's performance with long-term potential. So
Right.
let's start with a company that might surprise you. Honeywell.
Honeywell, as in like the thermostat company.
That's right. But what many people don't realize is that they have a division called Quantinuum, and it's a major player in quantum computing,
Okay.
worth an estimated $10 billion.
Wow, 10 billion.
Ah.
That's not just a side project.
You know,
Are they a public company?
not yet, but they're planning an IPO.
Oh, okay.
Honeywell has already invested $300 million into Quantinuum, and spinning it off could create a significant opportunity for investors.
Interesting. So while we wait for that IPO,
Right.
can investors at least benefit from Honeywell's current performance?
Absolutely. Honeywell is offering a 2.2% dividend yield right now.
Not bad for a company that's also on the cutting edge of quantum computing.
Right.
All right, next up we have a name everyone knows, Microsoft.
Microsoft is definitely betting big on quantum.
Uh-huh.
They have a platform called Azure Quantum, which is designed to make quantum computing more accessible.
Accessible how?
Well, think of it as a cloud service for quantum computing. Instead of needing to build their own expensive quantum computers, researchers and businesses can access Microsoft systems through the cloud.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what kind of quantum technology is Microsoft focusing on?
They're developing something called topological qubits.
Okay.
These are a type of qubit, the basic unit of information in a quantum computer,
Right.
that are theoretically more stable than other types of qubits.
More stable. Why is that important?
One of the biggest challenges in quantum computing is dealing with errors. Qubits are incredibly sensitive to their environment, and even the slightest disturbance can cause errors in calculations.
Right.
Topological qubits are designed to be less prone to these errors, which could be a major advantage.
So Microsoft is trying to make quantum computing more reliable and less error-prone. That's a smart move.
It is.
And how are they doing in terms of progress?
They've made significant advancements. They've actually been collaborating with Honeywell's Quantinuum division.
Oh, wow.
And together, they've managed to reduce error rates in quantum computations by an astonishing 800 times.
800 times.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Now, I know Microsoft is a huge company with lots of different products and services.
Yeah.
How does their quantum work fit into their overall business?
It's definitely a long-term play for them, but they see quantum computing as a key technology for the future.
Okay.
They believe it will have a major impact on fields like artificial intelligence, materials science, and drug discovery.
So they're not just dabbling in quantum, they're going all in.
They are.
What about their stock performance? Is Microsoft a good investment right now?
They've had a solid year so far with an 11.9% return and a 0.8% dividend yield.
Okay.
They are a blue chip stock,
Mm-hmm.
but of course, past performance doesn't guarantee future results.
All right, let's move on to our next contender, Nvidia.
Okay.
Now, I associate them with, like, gaming and graphics cards.
Yeah.
What's their connection to quantum?
NVIDIA's graphics processing units, or GPUs as they are better known, are actually incredibly powerful and versatile.
Right.
And it turns out they're also very useful for running quantum simulations.
So the same technology that powers those amazing graphics in video games can also be used to simulate quantum systems.
Exactly. NVIDIA has a platform called CUDA-Q, which is specifically designed for quantum computing.
Okay.
And their DGX quantum architecture is being used for applications in quantum cryptography and artificial intelligence integration.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
They've essentially repurposed their existing technology for a whole new field.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of technology, don't they use GPUs for their artificial intelligence chips as well?
Yes, you are absolutely right.
Okay.
Their expertise in developing high-performance computing technology for areas like AI gives them a significant advantage in quantum computing.
So they're leveraging their strengths in one area to gain a foothold in another.
Yes.
Very smart. And I have to ask,
Okay.
how is Nvidia's stock performing? Because I know they've been on a tear this year.
They have. Nvidia's stock has had an impressive 136.3% return so far in 2024.
Wow, 136%. It makes you wonder if there's still room for growth.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? But with their leadership in high-performance computing and their strategic investments in quantum, they are certainly a company to watch.
Okay.
Now, our next company made some big headlines a few years ago when they claimed to have achieved quantum supremacy. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I think I do. Is it Alphabet?
You got it.
Didn't they build a quantum computer that could solve a problem faster than any traditional computer on the planet?
That's right.
Wow.
They created a quantum computer called Sycamore
Uh-huh.
and demonstrated its capabilities in a groundbreaking experiment.
Okay.
It was a major milestone and really put them on the map in the quantum world.
So where are they now? What are they focusing on in quantum these days?
They're continuing to push the boundaries in quantum computing with a strong emphasis on error reduction and the development of their own quantum chips.
Okay.
They understand that for quantum computers to become truly useful,
Right.
they need to be reliable and accurate.
Makes sense. What about Alphabet's stock performance? Is it keeping pace with their quantum ambitions?
So far this year, they've seen a solid 27.6% return.
Not bad at all.
No.
So we've covered some big names in tech so far. Honeywell, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Alphabet. Are there any companies out there that are, like, purely focused on quantum computing?
There are, and our next company is a great example. It's called IonQ.
IonQ, I don't think I've heard of them before.
Right.
Tell me more.
IonQ is an exciting company because they are considered the first pure-play quantum computing company to go public,
Okay.
which means their entire business is dedicated to this field. This makes them a particularly interesting option for investors who are specifically looking for exposure to the quantum computing market.
So for investors who believe quantum is the future, IonQ offers a direct way to bet on that future.
Exactly.
What kind of quantum technology do they specialize in?
They specialize in trapped-ion quantum computers,
Okay.
which are known for their scalability and accuracy.
Those are both important factors.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you're going to build a powerful quantum computer, it needs to be able to handle complex problems and produce reliable results.
Exactly. Scalability refers to the ability to increase the number of qubits in a quantum computer, which is essential for tackling more complex problems.
Right.
And accuracy, as we've discussed, is crucial for ensuring reliable results. IonQ's trapped-ion technology is well suited to address both of these challenges.
So they're focused on building quantum computers that are both powerful and reliable.
Yes.
What else sets them apart?
Well, they've also formed strategic partnerships with major cloud providers like Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services,
Okay.
making their quantum computers accessible to a wider audience. And they've secured government contracts, including work with the U.S. Air Force.
Wow, government contracts. That's a pretty big vote of confidence. How is IonQ's stock performing?
Their revenue has been doubling annually, which is impressive for a company in such a young industry. However, their stock is currently trading about 60% below its all-time high.
60% below its high. That sounds like it could be a potential buying opportunity for investors who believe in their long-term potential.
It could be, of course, as with any investment.
Right.
It's crucial to do your own research and assess the risks involved.
Absolutely.
But IonQ is definitely a company that is worth keeping an eye on.
Okay, let's move on to another company that's solely focused on quantum computing. Rigetti Computing.
Okay.
What's their story?
Rigetti is interesting because they're focused on a different approach to quantum computing, hybrid quantum classical systems.
What exactly does that mean?
It means they are developing systems that combine the power of quantum computers with the capabilities of classical computers.
Okay.
They believe this hybrid approach is the most efficient way to tackle certain types of problems.
So it's about leveraging the strengths of both types of computing.
Yes.
What are they working on specifically?
They recently unveiled a new quantum processor called IonQ.
IonQ. And how does this IonQ processor stand out? What's special about it?
Well, it boasts a 2.5x performance improvement over their previous processor, demonstrating their commitment to continuous technological advancement.
That's a significant improvement. Are they staying local or expanding globally?
They're actually making moves on the international stage.
Okay.
They've formed some key partnerships in the UK, indicating their ambition to expand their reach beyond the US.
Global reach, cutting-edge technology, that's two big check marks in the potential column.
Right.
But there's always a but, isn't there?
Of course, as with any emerging technology, there are risks.
Right.
Rigetti's financial performance has been somewhat volatile, which is something investors need to be aware of.
So higher risk, potentially higher reward.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to keep that in mind. Anything else investors should know about Rigetti?
Well, despite the volatility, some analysts believe Rigetti has a median upside potential of 143.9%.
Wow, 143%. That's a significant potential gain, but again, high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to a company that has a long history of innovation in the computing world, IBM.
IBM is a true pioneer in quantum computing. They've been investing in this technology for decades and have made significant contributions to the field.
So they're not just jumping on the quantum bandwagon, they've been laying the groundwork for years.
They have.
What's their strategy for winning the quantum race?
They've created something called the IBM Quantum Network,
Okay.
which is essentially an ecosystem of partners and collaborators working together to advance quantum computing.
So they're building a community around quantum, bringing together researchers, businesses, and institutions. What's the goal of this network?
The goal is to accelerate the development and adoption of quantum computing.
Oh.
They're working on making quantum computers more accessible and developing practical applications for this technology. They also have a global network of data centers that support a growing number of what they call utility-scale quantum computers.
Utility scale, what does that mean exactly?
It essentially means they're focused on building quantum computers that are designed for practical, real-world use.
Okay.
These aren't just experimental systems confined to a lab. They're intended to solve real problems for businesses and organizations.
So they're taking quantum out of the lab and into the real world.
Exactly.
What about their progress on the hardware front? Are they developing new quantum processors?
They are. They recently announced a new processor called Heron,
Heron?
which is showing remarkable performance improvements.
How much of an improvement are we talking about?
The Heron processor boasts a 16-fold performance improvement over their previous models, which is quite impressive.
16 times better.
Yes.
That's a huge leap forward.
It is.
So they've got the history, the network, the infrastructure, and they're making significant progress on the technology front.
Right.
What about their stock performance?
IBM has delivered a respectable 34.1% return year to date, and they offer a 3.1% dividend yield, making them an appealing option for investors seeking a combination of stability and innovation.
That's a good point. They're not just a risky startup, they're a well-established company with a solid track record. Okay, we have time for one more company before we wrap up this part of our deep dive.
Okay.
And this one might surprise some listeners. AMD. I usually associate them with CPUs, not quantum computers.
Right.
What are they doing in this space?
You're right. AMD is traditionally known for their central processing units, or CPUs, but they're also making their mark on the world of quantum AI.
How so? What's their angle?
Their strength lies in their adaptive computing capabilities.
Adaptive computing. What does that mean in the context of quantum computing?
It essentially means their chips can be reconfigured on the fly to optimize performance for different tasks.
Okay.
This flexibility is crucial for quantum computing, where algorithms and workloads can vary greatly.
Right.
And their acquisition of Xilinx, a company that specializes in field programmable gate arrays, further strengthened their capabilities in this area.
So they're using their expertise in chip design and adaptive computing to position themselves in the quantum computing market. Are they seeing any tangible results from this strategy?
They are. In the first quarter of 2024, they reported a 9% year-over-year revenue growth, which is a positive sign of their growing presence in this sector.
That's a great indicator.
Yes.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive.
We have.
We've explored some of the most promising quantum AI companies, from established tech giants to pure-play quantum startups.
Right.
And we've seen that there are many different approaches to this exciting field. Absolutely. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Sure.
I want to remind our listeners that we're just scratching the surface here.
Yeah.
There's so much more to explore in the world of quantum AI.
There is indeed. And in the next part of our deep dive, we'll delve deeper into the challenges and opportunities of investing in this revolutionary technology. We'll discuss the risks and rewards, the competitive landscape, and the key factors that will shape the future of quantum AI.
Sounds like a must listen. So to our audience, stay tuned for part 2 of our quantum AI deep dive.
We'll be right back after a short break.
Right.
It's truly remarkable to think about the potential impact quantum AI could have on the world. We're talking about a technology that could revolutionize entire industries.
Yeah, it feels like we're on the verge of something truly groundbreaking. And you know what really captures my imagination?
Hmm.
The potential real-world applications.
Absolutely. We've talked about the technical side of quantum computing, but it's important to understand how this technology can be used to solve real-world problems.
Exactly. So let's dive into some specific examples. What are some areas where quantum AI is already starting to make a difference?
Well, one area where we're seeing significant progress is in drug discovery.
Yeah.
Traditional drug development is a lengthy and expensive process, often taking years and billions of dollars to bring a new drug to market.
Right.
Quantum computers have the potential to dramatically speed up this process.
How so? What role do quantum computers play in drug development?
Quantum computers excel at simulating molecular interactions, which is a crucial step in understanding how drugs work and designing new ones.
Right.
They can analyze the complex interactions between drug molecules and target proteins in a way that's simply not possible with classical computers.
So quantum computers can help scientists identify promising drug candidates more quickly and efficiently.
Exactly. This could lead to faster breakthroughs in treatments for diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, and other conditions that currently lack effective therapies. We're talking about potentially life-saving applications.
That's incredible. And it's not just about speed, right? Quantum simulations could also lead to the discovery of new drugs that would have been impossible to find using traditional methods.
You're absolutely right. Quantum computers can explore a much wider range of chemical structures and identify potential drug candidates that would have been overlooked by classical methods. This opens up a whole new world of possibilities for drug discovery.
It's mind-boggling to think about the potential impact. And it's not just in healthcare, right?
Yeah.
Quantum AI has applications in other fields as well.
Absolutely. Another area where quantum computing is showing great promise is in materials science. Quantum computers can simulate the behavior of materials at the atomic level, allowing scientists to design new materials with properties that were previously unimaginable.
So we could be talking about materials that are stronger, lighter, more durable, or even have entirely new functionalities.
Exactly. Think about the implications for industries like aerospace, construction, energy, and manufacturing.
Right.
Quantum design materials could revolutionize the way we build everything from airplanes to batteries to solar panels.
It sounds like we're talking about a future where our technology is not only more advanced, but also more sustainable and efficient.
That's the goal. Quantum computing has the potential to help us create a more sustainable future by enabling the development of materials and technologies that are less resource intensive and more environmentally friendly.
That's a very exciting prospect. Now, we've talked about the positive applications of quantum AI, but are there any potential downsides or risks we need to consider?
There are, and one of the most significant is the potential impact on cryptography.
Okay.
The encryption methods we rely on today to secure our online communications and transactions are based on mathematical problems that are difficult for classical computers to solve.
Right.
However, quantum computers could potentially break these encryption methods, posing a major threat to cybersecurity.
So quantum computers could be used to crack the codes that protect our sensitive data.
Mm.
That's a bit unsettling.
It is a concern, but it's not an insurmountable challenge.
Oh.
The good news is that researchers are already working on developing new encryption methods that are resistant to quantum attacks, known as post-quantum cryptography.
So it's like a technological arms race. As quantum computers become more powerful, we need to develop stronger defenses to protect our data.
Exactly. It's a continuous cycle of innovation and adaptation. But it's important to remember that the development of quantum computers also presents opportunities for enhancing cybersecurity.
Oh, okay.
Quantum technology can be used to create new, more secure communication protocols and encryption methods.
So it's a double-edged sword. Quantum computing poses both a threat and an opportunity in the realm of cybersecurity. It's fascinating how this technology is forcing us to rethink our approaches to security and privacy.
It is, and this is just one example of how quantum computing is not just about technological advancements, it also has profound implications for society, ethics, and even geopolitics.
Yeah, it's a reminder that we need to be thoughtful about how we develop and deploy this technology. We need to consider the potential benefits, the potential risks, and the broader societal implications.
Absolutely. We need to have open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of quantum AI, ensuring that this technology is used for good and doesn't exacerbate existing inequalities or create new ones.
That's a crucial point. Technology is a powerful tool, and it's up to us to use it responsibly.
Exactly. Now, shifting gears a bit.
Okay.
I know our listeners eager to learn about investing in quantum AI.
Right.
We've profiled a number of promising companies, but how do you even begin to evaluate these companies as a potential investor?
That's a great question. We've talked about the technology, the applications, and even some of the risks. But what should investors be looking for when considering quantum AI companies?
Well, first and foremost, it's important to understand the company's core technology and its competitive advantages.
Okay.
Are they developing their own quantum hardware or software? What makes their approach unique and potentially disruptive?
So it's about looking under the hood, so to speak, and assessing the technical foundation of the company.
Exactly. And beyond the technology itself, it's important to evaluate the company's management team,
Mhm.
their track record, and their vision for the future.
Okay.
Are they experienced leaders with a deep understanding of both the quantum computing landscape and the industries they are targeting? Do they have a clear roadmap for commercializing their technology and generating revenue?
So it's not just about the tech, it's also about the people and the plan.
Absolutely. And another crucial factor to consider is the company's partnerships and collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
Quantum computing is a complex and rapidly evolving field, and no single company can do it all alone.
Right.
Strong partnerships with other companies, research institutions, and government agencies can be a significant indicator of a company's potential for success.
So it's about looking at the ecosystem surrounding the company, their network of collaborators, and their ability to leverage external resources. What about the financial side of things? What metrics should investors be paying attention to when evaluating quantum AI companies?
Well, because this is such a young industry, traditional financial metrics like revenue and profitability may not be readily available or reliable indicators of a company's potential.
Right.
Many of these companies are still in the early stages of development and may not be generating significant revenue yet.
So how do you gauge their financial health and potential for growth if they're not making much money yet?
It's about looking at different metrics. You need to consider things like their funding sources, their burn rate, their intellectual property portfolio, and their potential market size.
So it's about assessing their ability to attract investment, manage their finances responsibly, and capture a significant share of the emerging quantum AI market.
Exactly. And it's also important to remember that investing in any emerging technology, especially one as revolutionary as quantum AI, carries inherent risks.
Right. There's no guarantee that these companies will succeed, and the quantum computing landscape could change dramatically in the coming years.
Absolutely. That's why diversification is so important.
Okay.
Don't put all your eggs in one quantum basket, so to speak.
That's a good analogy. Spread your bets across multiple companies with different approaches and target markets.
Exactly. And perhaps most importantly, have a long-term perspective.
Hmm.
We're still in the early innings of the quantum computing revolution. It's going to take time for this technology to reach its full potential.
So patience is key. Don't expect overnight riches. Think of it as a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. And for those who are willing to do their research, carefully assess the risks and invest wisely, the rewards could be significant.
Well said. This has been an incredibly insightful discussion about the challenges and opportunities of investing in quantum AI. We've covered a lot of ground, but I know our listeners are eager to hear more about specific companies.
They are. And in our final segment, we'll delve into some detailed case studies highlighting the strengths, weaknesses, and potential of some of the leading players in the quantum AI space.
It sounds like a must listen, so to our audience, stay tuned for the exciting conclusion of our quantum AI deep dive. Welcome back to the deep dive. So far, we've explored the vast potential of quantum AI, from revolutionizing drug discovery to reshaping cybersecurity. We've also looked at some key players in the market, but now it's time to really get into the nitty-gritty.
It is.
It's time to put on our investor hats and dissect what makes these companies tick, their strengths, their weaknesses, and what sets them apart in this competitive landscape.
Exactly.
So for our first case study, let's revisit Honeywell and their quantum computing spinoff, Quantinuum.
Okay.
We touched on them earlier, but what really makes them stand out?
One of their key strengths is their focus on trapped ion technology.
Okay.
It's considered one of the most promising approaches for building powerful and reliable quantum computers.
We've heard that term a few times now,
Mm-hmm.
trapped ion technology.
Right.
Can you, break it down for us?
Sure.
What exactly does it mean?
Imagine atoms held in place with lasers. Those are your trapped ions. Each ion acts as a qubit, the basic unit of information in a quantum computer.
Right.
This method is known for its accuracy and stability, which are crucial as quantum computers become more complex.
So it's like creating a perfectly controlled environment for these qubits to do their work.
Yes.
And Honeywell, through Quantinuum, is a leader in this approach.
That's right. Their trapped ion technology has already attracted significant interest from industries like pharmaceuticals, material science, and cybersecurity.
We also talked about Honeywell planning an IPO for Quantinuum. What's the potential impact of that?
Well, it could unlock significant value for current Honeywell shareholders.
Mhm.
And more importantly for our listener, it would create a direct way to invest in Quantinuum's growth.
It's like getting a piece of the quantum pie,
Yeah,
specifically focused on this promising technology.
exactly. It's a clear signal that Honeywell believes in the future of quantum computing and sees Quantinuum as a key player in that future.
All right, let's move on to our next case study, IonQ. They were the first pure-play quantum computing company to go public, which is exciting for investors looking for that direct exposure.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not just first, their trapped ion technology is also considered best in class.
Right.
And they've been making some strategic moves.
They have.
Like what are some of the things IonQ is doing that set them apart?
They've focused on making their quantum computers accessible through all the major cloud platforms,
Okay.
Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud.
So they're not just building quantum computers, they're making them available to a wide range of users, even those who can't afford to build their own systems.
Exactly. That kind of accessibility could be a game changer in driving the adoption of quantum computing and accelerating the development of new applications.
It's like democratizing quantum computing,
Yeah.
making it available to, researchers, startups, businesses of all sizes.
Precisely. It removes a huge barrier to entry, which could lead to a much faster pace of innovation.
But as with any young company in a cutting-edge field, there are challenges,
Right.
right?
Of course.
What are some of the hurdles IonQ might face?
Competition, for one.
Right.
They're up against established tech giants with vast resources, as well as other nimble quantum startups.
Right.
Scaling their technology to meet the growing demand while keeping costs under control will be critical.
It's a classic balancing act for any growing company. Managing growth, staying ahead of the competition, and maintaining a healthy bottom line.
Absolutely. Now for our final case study. Let's look at a company that's been in the tech game for a long time. IBM.
IBM is like the granddaddy of computing. They've always been at the forefront of innovation. What's their strategy for staying ahead in the quantum race?
IBM is taking a very comprehensive approach.
Okay.
They're not just building quantum computers, they're building an entire ecosystem around them.
We talked about their IBM quantum network earlier. Can you elaborate on that?
It's a global network that connects Fortune 500 companies, startups, universities, and research labs, all focused on advancing quantum computing and exploring its real-world applications.
So they're creating a collaborative environment, bringing together the best minds to push the boundaries of what's possible with quantum.
Exactly. They're fostering a community of developers, researchers, and industry partners,
Okay.
which is essential for driving innovation and adoption.
It's like building a quantum powerhouse, drawing on the expertise of a diverse network of collaborators.
And they're not just focused on the theoretical aspects.
Right.
They're actively working on practical applications for their quantum computers, ranging from materials discovery to financial modeling, demonstrating the tangible value of this technology today.
It's about showing the world that quantum computing is not just a futuristic concept.
Right.
It's a tool that can solve real-world problems right now.
Precisely. And that's what will ultimately drive investment and propel the growth of this industry.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into the world of quantum AI stocks. We've covered so much ground, the potential of this technology, the key players, the challenges, the opportunities,
We have.
and we've only just scratched the surface.
That's true.
It's a field that's constantly evolving, full of surprises and breakthroughs. For anyone looking to invest in the future, quantum AI is definitely a space to watch.
Absolutely. The quantum revolution is here, and the companies we've discussed are leading the charge. But remember, this is a long game, and it's important to do your own research, assess the risks, and invest wisely.
We've given you a solid foundation,
Right.
but this is just the beginning of your quantum journey. Keep learning, stay curious, and who knows, maybe you'll be a part of the next big breakthrough